It is time for tree talk. I don't know if I'm gonna come up with the theme song for this or not. But I am not wearing my typical attire for tree talk because there's a lot of trees at this park I'm at, but it's not like super dense. So I'm wearing a regular outfit. This is a segment where I go out into a wooded area and allow nature spirits to tell me channeled messages for you. So they usually have a particular theme. So as I'm receiving each tidbit, I'm going to pause the video and then come back when I have something to say. See, I knew the message would be about community today. I just had a feeling. I just heard the phrase, take the hand of someone you care for. Maybe someone you know has been struggling. Maybe there's a relationship in your life that's been particularly difficult. It's important to be able to evaluate when a good time to walk away is, but then when a good time to actually stay is. When to stick around, because the people who are truly meant to be in your life, there will be a level of understanding. There will be a level of being able to meet them. And for them to meet you, and for you to work on it together. It's hard sometimes when we have to walk away from people that aren't meeting us, because then at that point it's not fair. It's like it's draining, but that doesn't mean that you might not be able to come together later. Just kind of try to determine what the current state of things are now. If you can, stick it out. But if it has proven very fruitless or tough or unfair, then yes, walk away. But this message is about community today. The trees are telling me to tell you about their underground root network. Did you guys know this? In any particular wooded area, well, yikes, it might actually be the whole world. Now that I think about it, I'm gonna have to fact check, like 3D world, dive into this a little bit more later. But trees, there's a rooster over there. I don't know if you heard that. Confirmation is to do your research on nature, because nature loves you and it deserves your knowledge of it. Anyway, so trees have an underground root network where they can literally communicate with each other through their roots in the ground. You guys, let me say that again. There is a network, and fungi have this too, where underground they can literally send each other messages, kind of like your brain neurons do. And it's so cool how they actually look similar physically as well. So they're telling me to tell you about that. What do your connections look like? What sorts of messages do you send through? What is I'm receiving the health of the relationship? What do those exchanges look like? How do you guys connect? How do you get in touch with and show your love to the people that you hold most dear? How do you engage with your community? What sorts of things does your community do together? Is there anything else in that specific vein? Trees, spirit, nature spirits. Yeah, it's all about collaboration and kindness at the end of the day. It's like, how do you guys work through conflict? How do you communicate? Again, what sorts of things do you do together? How do you kind of, how do you repair after a conflict, after an argument? Yes, these all contribute to the health of the relationships. Thank you. Thank you, spirits. It's not just the tangible, it's the intangible. It's not just maybe the physical exchange of goods or acts or whatever. It's also your words. It's also conflict resolution. It's also activities that you do together. Just how do you engage with one another besides like the more tangible physical stuff? Behind closed doors, because these underground root networks are called underground root networks for a reason, because they're underground. So what does your underground look like in your relationships? That is so cool. Like I said, yeah, that phrase, for people it's behind closed doors, but for the trees it is under the ground. That's pretty cool. Okay, what else, spirit? Ooh, okay, stability. The sturdiness of a trunk of a tree determines how much it is able to hold and stay literally grounded with different types of storms, different types of environmental conditions. Yeah, wow. Okay, I'm getting this question from the spirits right now. What does your grounding look like? What does your foundation look like? What does your pillar, your tree trunk, your roots look like? Okay, wait, we're working up the tree. I see it now. Thank you, Spirit. So we started with the roots, the underground roots, right? Your community, your relationships, what that kind of looks like. Now we're talking about the trunk, because your roots spread out and connect to the other roots of other trees, but you are your own tree. So what does your trunk look like? What, like, what, like, how thick is it? Where is it located? Like, I know this sounds kind of strange maybe, but how do you approach your self-care, what is your personality? Do you know much about yourself? Like, have you faced your shadows? Have you explored what makes you tick? Have you explored your purpose and how you show up in the world? And maybe if you don't show up in a way that resonates with you or feels good, that's a really good time to explore what changes you could potentially make to have a stronger trunk. That is so freaking cool. Okay, going back in to get more messages. Whoa, we are getting into details. Because the trees are talking about bark now. Are there shields? What armor do you put on yourself? What facade do you show the world, and how true is it to you? Ooh, okay, this is so cool. Hang on, let me turn the camera right now. Do you see this tree? About how you see on the left side, the bark looks a certain way, like underneath that other section to the right. Like the right side looks like chunkier, and then like the left looks more smooth. That's what they're showing me. And then even that tree back here, I don't know if I can zoom in. It's like the bark pieces laying on top of that under piece. You know what I'm saying? And so how different does your core look compared to what is on top of it? That is so freaking cool. Okay, I'm on. Wow. What? Yes, the specific phrase that came through was armor. What armor do you have going out into the world? What like clothing or like physical representation of you do you go out with? Both tangible and intangible. So like I said, your personality, the way that you show up, and then tangibly it's the clothes that you wear. Is it aligned with who you truly are? Deep down, like underneath it all. Oh my gosh, okay, more messages. Oh my gosh, there was a bug. Okay. You know what? It's so interesting. Ever since yesterday, I've been seeing those particular bugs everywhere. They are black bugs that have little buddies that they carry and fly around with. They literally carry them. Like their back end, like their back legs, like there's just another little companion bug hanging off of them. So to me, that's been a big message and sign of unity lately. You know, like what did I say at the beginning of this video? Literally sorry, my arm's getting tired. That sense of taking the hand of somebody that you care about. These bugs literally carry each other around. Because if you're going through a hard time, again, people who are meant to be in your life and stay in your life, you will meet each other and you will be able to work it out. And so, anyway, we're getting into the branches now. Spirit is telling me branches, and I'm actually going to walk back this way because all the trees are over here mostly. Excuse me while I switch hands here in the middle of recording. So branches. So the leaves on the branches are the accessories, is what I just received. What extra bits And little details and small joys give you life, is what came through. And so specifically, and what sorts of ways do you hold these? How do you hold these small joys? How do you engage with them? How do you appreciate them? And knowing that, I'm getting an image of the seasons right now. You know how leaves turn and then they fall off for the winter in certain parts of the world. Wow. Knowing that there are seasons and times for different activities and different things, but it all serves a purpose and it all brings joy in different ways. And so, you got green leaves, but then you got the autumn red, orange, yellow leaves, but then you got no leaves. And it's like, but then you just have the branches. So it's like, well, even when it's cold and there are no leaves on the trees and outside it's just kind of barren, there are still fun outdoor activities you can do, like sledding and ice skating, or staying inside and being all cozy with hot chocolate and a fire and whatever that looks like for you. Again, community activities. So no matter what season of life you are in, this is coming through directly now, no matter what season of life you are in, there's something to be enjoyed. Wow, this beautiful, Spirit, thank you. Anything else? That is the whole tree. That is the whole tree. That is the whole tree. That's what I had just received just now from the spirits. That is the whole tree. That is it. It's your community at your roots that you connect with. And then it's your trunk. It's you. And then it's your bark. That's your presentation. And then it's your branches. That's how you hold the small joys. And then the leaves are the small joys themselves. What a beautiful message. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Thank you, Mother Gaia. Thank you, Earth. And thank you for watching this video. If you like more videos like this, I tend to come out with them pretty regularly. So, like I said, I just come out here and I say what I am told. Like, I had no idea how this message would turn out. And I'm so happy and excited. I'm like, wow, this is a beautiful message. I really hope you enjoyed it. And I'm wishing you a blessed rest of your day, week, wherever you are. And I will see you in the next one.